Lindenwood head coach Jed Stugart, the team, maybe its biggest win of its Division One era, 24-12 winners over number six SEMO, claimed the ball game brawl trophy there this week, their open date, and then they'll be back in action the final week of the season. Another nationally ranked team on the schedule, UT Martin. But coach, let's just talk about that the SEMO win and just how that game played out for you.
Yeah, thanks, Kyle. Well, obviously, kind of sitting back now and reflecting on just the whole week and the game and there's lots of emotions because, obviously you first as our team goes, we've had an up and down year. We've had some great things and we've faced adversity and then coming back from a really bad loss that you kind of, I told our team after that loss the week before, because we didn't look like we were ready to play. We didn't look like we competed. It was one of those things where you wonder where your team's head's at. And I just remember saying after that game, I really wasn't mad at him. I didn't yell at him. I just said, this will be the week that you have an opportunity to really like a character check of when adversity reveals character, this will be a great opportunity for you. And they responded so well. I think, we talked a lot about confidence. We talked about, we got to get back to playing with confidence and believing that we belong in this league. And they really took to that, and they practiced so well, and they paid attention to the little things, and then to see them come out and play confidently, I felt like none of these things I say is ever disrespectful to anybody else, but I felt like for our sake, we looked like the confident team that day. We looked like the physical team that day. These were the things that we challenged our team. Not to say at all that they weren't, because they are a very physical team, but I felt like I wanted us to have that mindset, and I was. And so the way of I think that after the game and just how much emotion was there, just that it's the win, but it's also that feeling of accomplishment that we're playing back with some confidence and what good things can happen when we play for each other, play because we love each other, and play with confidence. And so it's a pretty cool experience.
Last week you said to make it a rivalry, you had to win a game against SEMO. So now you all have won a game. And I'm sure that means a lot to a lot of people since you're all in Missouri and pretty close to each other.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the reality of rivalries. I mean, it's, and I've said that, when we've, after the first year, and then this, that was something I really drove home to our team this week, because I said, I guess I think we as coaches get too much credit sometimes. I really give credit to our football team of buying in and trusting the plan, believing in each other. But as we had to explain to them, like, we haven't won a game. We haven't shown, we can look at all these excuses. I think everybody's injured. That's what I've heard about is, everybody's injured. We're all injured, and we can't use that for our program as an excuse. Yeah, everybody's got a bye week before they play us. Like we kind of built up that case of like us against the world kind of mentality, because that kind of came to attention, obviously, about schedules and all these things. Yeah, it is what it is, but we just never really put it about that. And I think, that part of that of we got to win to make a rivalry is also, being those comeback stories are always fun. I said, these will be memories you'll talk about the rest of your life. And man, they came out that day, and even when we kind of had some bad turnover at the wrong time and the momentum shifted, you just felt the sideline, the confidence of like, and first of all, I'm just so proud of our defense and our defensive staff. That's where we've been reeling a little bit from a confidence standpoint, and the game plan that was put together, the way our guys played, because it wasn't just against any team. That's what was against arguably one of the better quarterbacks in the country, and receivers and an offensive line that's physical. And so, what a great statement by our defense to rise up and show that they can play. And so I was really proud of them.
I asked you before we were started how many text messages you got after the game, and just tell me why that's important. Like it probably the win and just your program success means things to people you don't even know, obviously.
Well, I didn't know that, so because you typically get your family and friends text and your close alumni that are close to the program and former coaches, but I didn't, it really didn't hit me till when I started scrolling down to see how many text messages, and I might have had 300 text messages. I was trying to kind of count up on each screen how many times I scrolled. And I don't know. I started seeing people, because I want to reply to everybody, and I'm still, I don't like to not reply. And it was amazing how many alumni from 15 years ago, some, 10 years ago, some, 20 years ago in the first recruiting class, David Beatty, who's, one of our proud alums, sends me a text. And we, you know, uh, you know, and I didn't realize just how much like special that was. Like they were part of that. Like they were proud of, you look at the story history of Lindenwood from an NEI program to Division II to Division I, and a lot of those guys have really, that meant a lot to them. Because sometimes I think we take for granted that you expect your players. We go in, we feel like we have a chance to beat anybody. But your fans and especially your alumni and everything that have kind of seen us going through this move up, that are pulling for us, and they know some of the challenges. That's when it hit me. This is a special win, because there's no doubt. I believe they are 6th ranked team in the country last week. They're a very good football team, and that says something about our players. That meant a lot to them, and I give Coach Tuke and SEMO a lot of credit on that. They've earned that where that position where they're at. So that meant a lot. And I didn't really realize that till the magnitude of the text that I was getting from people I hadn't even met yet that somehow got my number, which is fine, because it meant a lot that they would reach out and want to, and they were proud of our program as alums.
So how do your open date, how do you use this week and then to get your team ready and prepared and healthy and whatever? Because you got another nationally ranked team next week.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier, and that there's not gonna be an element of surprise. And they'll be ready because they're playing for something. UT Martin's a heck of a football team, and they've got. We didn't get to play last year, but our first game in the new league, they got after us, and and that was good for us that first go round, to find out this is where we have to be one of the better teams in the league. This is where you got to be. And so we got enough kids that have played in that game. We're taking this week, get a little bit of a jump on recruiting. So we're all out recruiting. That's where I'm at right now. And it's been fun to get back out on the road. Even me, I miss recruiting. And so I'm out too, and it's fun. And then we'll get back, have a couple days, Wednesday, Thursday, just kind of get the guys together to kind of stay a little focused, and we won't practice heavy because we are healing up, and it's good to get them off to the legs. So as far as lifting and running and all that, we're still doing our lifting, and then we'll Wednesday, Thursday we'll practice a little bit, maybe an hour a day, and just to kind of stay a little focused and start to work a little bit towards our game plan for next week against Martin, and then Friday, Saturday, it's kind of works out good. I'm going to jump on a plane with Angie. We're going to fly up and watch my daughter Gracie play up in Minnesota, 2 games on Friday and Saturday, and against Winona State and Concordia. So it's fun. It kind of worked out. I can go catch a couple of her games and give the kids off, and then we'll get back to work on Monday, and be ready for we got to pay attention. I'll kind of close with this. I'm long-winded today, but because you can't go to the playoffs, and we weren't this year. We would have maybe we weren't a playoff team, but we kind of treated the last 2 games with the teams that we were playing kind of like our own personal little season and playoff. And that's a little bit how we built that, is last week kind of being a first round and then ending with UT Martin like a second round playoff kind of atmosphere, to really kind of have that kind of something to play for. And we were able to accomplish the first one, and we got to keep our mindset there and not just say, okay, hey, we won. This is our Super Bowl for the season. Now you're going to play arguably as good a team next week that's is going to be is a ranked team again. What a great opportunity for our players, and they better be ready. They're a very physical, good football team, and we got to be ready to go.
Coach, I appreciate you taking the time to join us here while you're out recruiting. Best of luck. Congratulations again. A great open date this week, and we'll talk to you next week.
As always, Kyle, thank you.